Nina had always admired the wealthy women in her social circle. They seemed to have it all: designer clothes, fancy cars, and luxurious vacations. She, on the other hand, struggled to make ends meet. Despite working long hours, she was barely able to pay her bills. Nina longed to be like those women, but she just couldn't figure out how to make it happen. One day, a friend shared this video with her about adopting a wealth-building mindset as a woman. Nina was skeptical at first, but as she watched the video, she began to realize that her financial struggles were not entirely her fault. Society had taught her to believe that women were not good with money, and as a result, she had never learned how to manage her finances effectively. The video explained that setting boundaries was crucial to building wealth. Nina had always been a people pleaser, saying yes to every request and opportunity that came her way, even if it didn't pay well. But the video taught her that saying no was sometimes the best decision for her finances. She started to prioritize her time and efforts, saying no to low-paying gigs and focusing on higher-paying opportunities. The video also highlighted the fact that women often undercharge for their time and labor. Nina realized that she was guilty of this, too. She had been undervaluing her skills and experience, accepting lower pay than she deserved. The video encouraged her to ask for what she was worth and negotiate for better pay. As Nina continued to watch the video, she felt empowered. She started to see her financial situation in a new light. She realized that becoming a wealthy woman was not just a dream, it was a possibility. With the right mindset and tools, she could achieve her financial goals and help empower other women to do the same. Chapter 1. Kate had always been afraid of money. As a child, she watched her parents work long hours to provide for their family, yet they always seemed to struggle to make ends meet. As a result, she grew up believing that wealth was something for other people. Kate never thought of herself as capable of making a lot of money, let alone managing her finances effectively. But one day, Kate stumbled upon this video that challenged these limiting beliefs. The video explained that many women tell themselves stories that prevent them from becoming wealthy. Kate recognized herself in these stories. She believed that she needed to work really hard to make money, that she wasn't good with money, and that she didn't need money anyway. As she watched the video, Kate began to feel hopeful. The video provided practical solutions for each of these limiting beliefs. She learned that the wealthy don't work harder, they let their money work for them. Kate realized that she could do the same by investing in the stock market, index funds, and real estate. The video also challenged Kate's belief that she wasn't good with money. She learned that managing money was a skill that could be learned, and that women were just as capable as men in this area. Kate felt a newfound confidence in herself and her ability to manage her finances effectively. Finally, the video challenged Kate's belief that she didn't need money. She realized that, even if she didn't covet money for its own sake, she still needed it to live a comfortable life and pursue her dreams. Kate left the video feeling inspired. She knew that changing her mindset would take time, but she was ready to do the work. She started paying closer attention to her thoughts, noticing each time a limiting belief popped up. When it did, she replaced it with a more empowering thought. She told herself that she was capable of becoming the smartest investor in the world and that she deserved to live a life of financial security and abundance. And slowly but surely, Kate's financial situation began to change. Chapter 2. As a woman, it's easy to feel discouraged when it comes to building wealth. And it's no wonder why, for centuries, women have been systematically oppressed and denied access to the tools needed for financial success. The Equal Pay Act wasn't even passed until 1963, and it wasn't until the 1970s that women were allowed to get credit cards without a male cosigner. It's important to be kind to yourself and remember that you've had to overcome a lot of barriers to get where you are today. But don't let the past hold you back. Many women have already become millionaires and billionaires in a relatively short amount of time. So, take control of your finances and set yourself free. Chapter 3. Sophie and Emily were both in their mid-30s and had similar lives. They both had good jobs, loving partners, and 2 children. However, there was one big difference between them. Sophie was always broke, while Emily was wealthy. Sophie spent most of her time juggling work and home life, taking care of her kids, and doing all the household chores. She never had time for herself, let alone to think about her financial future. On the other hand, Emily shared her duties with her partner, set clear boundaries at work, and made time for her own personal goals. One day, Sophie ran into Emily at the grocery store and couldn't believe how well off she looked. Emily shared her secrets to success and told Sophie that she needed to prioritize her goals and time if she wanted to become wealthy too. Sophie was hesitant at first, but she soon realized that she needed to make some changes in her life if she wanted to achieve financial freedom. Sophie started by sharing more responsibilities with her partner and setting boundaries at work. She made sure to make time for herself and started a side hustle that she loved. As she began to prioritize her goals and time, she slowly but surely started to see the financial rewards. Years later, Sophie had built a successful business and was living comfortably with her family. She looked back on that chance encounter with Emily and was grateful for the advice that had set her on the path to financial freedom. Chapter 4. Meet Sarah, a hardworking young professional who is always eager to lend a helping hand. At work, she takes on extra assignments, offers to assist her colleagues, and is always available to listen to her boss's problems. After work, she spends most of her time doing household chores and helping her partner with their personal projects. Sarah enjoys being helpful, but it's taking a toll on her. She's always tired, stressed out, and feels like she has no time for herself. One day, Sarah decides to set boundaries. She tells her boss that she can't stay late every night, and she starts saying no to taking on extra work. She tells her partner that she needs more time for herself, and they come up with a schedule that allows her to have some free time. At first, it's difficult. Her boss gets upset when she says no, and her partner doesn't understand why she can't help him with his project. But Sarah stands firm. She reminds herself that her time is valuable and that she needs to take care of herself in order to be happy and successful. Over time, Sarah's boundaries become more natural, and she feels more in control of her life. She's no longer exhausted all the time, and she has more time to pursue her own interests. And the best part? Sarah starts to notice that she's earning more money. By setting boundaries and valuing her time, Sarah becomes more productive and more valuable to her employer. She also starts to take on more side projects that bring in extra income. Setting boundaries isn't easy, but it's essential if you want to be successful. As Sarah learned, saying no to others means saying yes to yourself. Chapter 5. Sophie had always been determined to be successful. As a young woman, she'd climbed the ranks at her company, taking on more responsibilities and constantly striving for improvement. But she'd always felt like something was missing. She didn't have a network of like-minded, successful women to turn to for advice and support. One day, Sophie decided to change that. She reached out to a few colleagues and asked if they'd be interested in forming a women's networking group. To her delight, they all said yes. At first, the meetings were small and informal. They'd grab lunch together, chat about their careers, and offer each other advice. But as word spread, more and more women wanted to join. The group grew and grew, and soon Sophie found herself at the head of a powerful network of women. At first, Sophie wasn't sure what to do with all this newfound influence. But as time went on, she realized that she could use it to help other women succeed. She started organizing events and seminars, bringing in speakers and experts to share their knowledge with the group. And it worked. The women in the group started climbing the career ladder faster than ever before. They shared tips and tricks, introduced each other to new clients and opportunities, and generally had each other's backs. Sophie was thrilled to see how much the group was helping everyone involved. But she knew there was more work to be done. She wanted to reach even more women and help them succeed. So she started reaching out to women in other industries, forming partnerships and alliances with other networks. Eventually, Sophie's network became a force to be reckoned with. They had the power to influence hiring decisions, sway investment choices, and generally make things happen in a way that was almost unimaginable before. And all because Sophie had the foresight to realize that success doesn't come from climbing the ladder alone. It comes from building a strong, supportive network of like-minded individuals. Chapter 6. As a successful copywriter, Emily had always been proud of her ability to provide top-notch work to her clients. However, her friend and fellow writer pointed out that she was grossly undercharging for her services. Emily realized that she had been suffering from impostor syndrome, causing her to doubt her own value and worth. With a newfound sense of confidence, she began charging higher fees and found that clients were more than willing to pay. The key message here is that as a woman, it's important to recognize your true worth and value and charge accordingly. Don't let imposter syndrome hold you back from achieving your financial goals. Chapter 7. Once struggling to make ends meet, Maria was determined to improve her life and that of her family. She worked hard, improved her skills, and eventually climbed the ranks in her company. As her income grew, she felt more secure and less stressed. She had more time to spend with her children and was able to provide for them in ways she never could before. But Maria's success didn't just benefit her family. She also found that as she gained financial independence, she was able to give back more to her community. She volunteered at local organizations, donated to causes she cared about, and even started her own charity to help children in need. As Maria's wealth continued to grow, she realized that she had the power to make an even greater impact. She invested in businesses run by women and provided financial support for female entrepreneurs. She also funded research to find cures for diseases that disproportionately affect women and worked to raise awareness of issues facing marginalized communities. Maria knew that her success was not just about her own personal gain, but about making the world a better place. She saw firsthand how women's financial empowerment can lead to greater opportunities and improved outcomes for everyone. And she was committed to using her wealth and influence to create positive change in her community and beyond. Summary. The video's key message is that women should overcome the psychological residue of disempowerment and patriarchy that prevents them from becoming wealthy. By enforcing boundaries, rejecting the scarcity mindset, and investing in themselves, women can become financially successful and positively impact their communities. Now, the insights and knowledge I gained from reading "We Should All Be Millionaires" were phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more great content. Trust me, you won't regret it.